Hello folks, and welcome to the first episode of Prov 356. This is a new YouTube channel that we're starting. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. Playing games, doing some cooking shows maybe, doing some tutorials, walkthroughs, some Bible lessons. We don't know what all we're going to be doing. One thing's for sure, it's going to be Christian-centered. It's going to be safe, so you can grab your kids, and grab your grandmother, sit around and have a good time. Today we're going to be playing Ark Survival Evolved. There happens to be an event going on about Valentine's Day called Love Evolved. We're going to jump right into the game. We're going to be playing single player today. These are my settings. I'm going to scroll through them really quick, so that way you can see them if you want to play along with these same settings. Feel free. Some of these make sense, some of these may not. You may have never heard of this game, you may have. If you've clicked on this video, more than likely you've heard of this game. Prov 356 stands for Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 verses 6. I don't have to quote them to you, I don't have to read them. If you're diligent enough, I'm sure you can find them. They're out there. This channel is going to be centered around Christ. He's going to be first. We're not going to try to push politics to you. We're not going to try to push anything to you other than, well, a good time. We want you to enjoy yourself. Learn something maybe. We want to learn something about you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click this button right here. This button is going to erase our previous save on this file. We want to do that because, well, we're going to start from new for you guys. Now we're going to hit play single player. Before I hit play single player, I'm going to come over here and show you some of the mods that we're going to be playing on this server. Big stacks, ACM. This is for recording purposes, so that way I can get good shots. Superstructures, you have to have a building mod on Ark. The building mechanics on this game can be quite frustrating, and you need something to help along with that. Awesome spyglass, upgrade my dino, best eggs, lethals, reusables, super tech, berry sickle revival, simple spawners, Ark additions, the collection, dino storage version 2, crazy crazies potion, X-Trank arrows, fast ammo changer, crafting skill potion, death recovery mod, potions X, super spyglass, upgrade station version 1.8, awesome teleporters, dino tracker, classic flyers, zero speed gliders, and easy ace. These are the mods we're going to be playing with on single player the island. This is the first map you get. This is the map you get if you just buy the game initially. These other maps are ones that you can get if you pay extra money. These down here are ones you get for free. And then there's some that's down here that's just mods that you can download for free if you're playing on the computer. So we're going to go ahead and hit play single player. Now this game takes a little while to start off when you first begin. You don't have a save file. If you have a save file, you'll see a little folder over here, like the one we clicked on to delete it. If you click on this button up here, it deletes a certain file for that map. If you click on this one, it deletes everything. So stay away from that unless you want to delete everything. These was our settings. Down here in the bottom left hand corner, if you like this Valentine's Day event and you want it to continue after the event is over, you could punch the code in down here and you could have it continue even when it's over. You can find those events and the codes for those events online at Gamepedia, Ark. Or if you're diligent enough, you could find them on Ark's website itself, although I haven't been able to find them. Like I said, it takes a little while to load this in. While we're waiting for the game to load in, I'm going to explain some things to you about the YouTube channel that we're starting here. This is going to be a safe channel. You can let your children watch. You can let your grandma watch. You can let your little nephews and nieces watch us. There's not going to be any cussing. There's not going to be innuendos. There's not going to be sly comments or politicalness. We're just going to be trying to please the Lord and give you some clean content. I'm going to try to play games that are clean and not games that would be disturbing to small children, or, well, that wouldn't be pleasing to the Lord. So there's games out there that we can play together, that we will both enjoy. I would like for you all to join me in. Today, we're going to take on the Ark. On this game, there's dinosaurs. Lots and lots of dinosaurs. Now we can start in any zone we want. As you can see in parentheses, it says hard, medium, and easy. Normally I randomly pick one, or I ask my son to help me pick one, so that way I can randomly pick it easier. I mean, what's more random than asking my son to pick a number? Now I can hit respawn, and it's going to respawn my character that I was playing with earlier. But I don't want to do that. I want to go to Create New Survivor. Create New Survivor. This is your beginning character. He's large, he's intimidating, and I don't like him. He's not the character we're going to use. If you hold down right click, you can drag him up, you can drag him down, left and right. This is important if you want to position him correctly, so that way you can zoom in with the wheel mouse and see his eye colors. Over here, you can change that eye color. It's not too in-depth, and it has a lot of bugs. You can create some very funny looking characters. You can create some weird looking characters. I'll give you a taste of some of the craziness that you can do with the character creator on this game. If I just hit the randomizer, you see some of the monsters of humanity that you can create with this randomizer. Now, what I normally do is I try to create a character that would be in real life, because do you really want to be running around in the game with something like this? I mean, the guy probably couldn't even scratch his nose. His muscles are just too big. And although this guy, height-wise, could be real, his forearms, no. Now, over here, you could save this guy. If you really wanted this to be your character, you could save him. Over here with this button, Save Preset. I have created several characters. This is the character me and my son created for this YouTube channel. Prov356. Now over here we've got to name our character. This comes in more handy when you're playing multiplayer. It's not so important when you're playing single player. Now your accomplishments are going to be tied to your Steam account and not to your character. So it doesn't really matter what you name your character. Your accomplishments are going to be tied to your Steam account. Now your individual progress is tied to the character. So if you delete this character, you're going to have to start over with the progress. We're going to go ahead and hit Create New Survivor. We're going to start in South Zone 1 and hope that there's no dinosaurs that are right there beside us that want to eat us for lunch. Right here we have a warning that says, this will destroy our previous survivor. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Every now and then Ark will throw up these warnings. You usually want to take them. But we don't today because we want to delete the previous save. The previous save is not what we want to do. You start on the beach, you have this thing in your arm, you're scratching at it. We're going to give a little look around, see how it's going. Okay, now you can zoom out with the wheel mouse. Not unless you see the back of your character, the front of your character. You can go forward with W, backward with S, left and right with A and D. You can combine them and go at angles. This is all basic stuff. Stuff you can do in every game. You can go faster with Shift. This also makes you run out of stamina quicker. You can see the stamina that you're using, and also your health, your food, your water, and your temperature on the right hand corner on the bottom. You can access your inventory with I. Over here on the bottom right hand corner you see weight. It doesn't have anything, it's not highlighted because I have no weight I'm carrying. This is your water, this is your food, This is your stamina and your health. As it goes down, you'll see it gray out. These are all the skins that I've earned from playing the game for many years. We're just going to drop all with this button right here. Just drop it all. Because it's not important for this playthrough. Perhaps later on, we'll get some of those skins. But right now, we're going to do whatever you would do if you woke up on the beach naked and in your underwear. We're going to go up to a tree and punch it. Because that's the logical thing to do. And who doesn't like logic? I sure do. So we're going to punch this tree, and as you can see, it's hurting me. It's causing a little bit of blood splatter, and my guy is taking a little bit of damage. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner, my health bar is flashing white. That means I've taken a little bit of damage. I've taken damage because I'm punching something I shouldn't be punching. But we had to do that in order to get some wood. Now, once you've gotten a little bit of wood, you got to get some stones. This is just how you start off in Ark. You go up to stones like this that's laying around, and you hit the E button, the E key. Now, you don't have to hit it multiple times. If you're standing over the rock, you can just hold down E. As long as it's there, you can keep harvesting. Same thing goes for bushes, which we've got to harvest a lot of. Now, I've turned up my rates pretty high on this single player because you guys want to watch me play the game. You don't want to watch me run around and harvest things for 5 hours. So we're going to harvest a little bit here, and then I'm going to level up my character, and then we're going to get to moving. One thing you don't want to do in this game is stand still for too long. Something's likely to come along and try to eat you. Now, this little guy beside me, this is a dodo. This is a perfect thing for food. It's pink because of the Valentine's Day event that's going on. Normally, it wouldn't be this color. It'd probably be about this color right here, or that color. Hopefully, we can get us a good tame right over there. There's several tames that you can start off with that are perfect for this game. I prefer moss chops. They're just my favorite first tame. If you've never played this game, you don't know what a moss chops is, well, looks kind of like a giant dog. A giant, very muscular dog. So as you can see in the green writing on the top of the screen, it says level up is available. Access inventory to apply it. So we're just going to do that right now. First, we're going to come see what level this guy is. You see it writing, the yellow writing, wild male triceratops, level 4. Oh, we don't want a level 4. We don't want a level 4. Level 4 may sound good, but we can get much better. So we're going to go to our inventory. We're going to come over here and we're going to start applying some of these points. But before we do that, I'm going to come over here and create new folder. This new folder is going to allow me to organize my inventory. You have to have at least 3 digits when you number or name your inventory. Some people don't like doing this because when you die, it erases all your folders. I like doing this because I like being able to find what I'm looking for when I'm looking in my inventory. Makes it easier. Makes it quicker. And when you got a T-Rex chasing you, you don't want to be fumbling around looking for your arrows. And yes, we will be chased by T-Rexes. So we're going to go health and stamina. We're not going to worry about oxygen right now. Later game, that's important. We're going to go 1 into food. We'll go a couple into weight, melee damage, movement speed, and fortitude. Now, this one right here, crafting skill, you do not want to do this. Some early gamers like to pump that and think they're going to create an awesome bow and arrow that can kill a T-Rex in one shot. This is not going to happen. Do not pump crafting skill. Later in the game, yes, when you get some good blueprints, then you reset all of your points and you put all of your points in the crafting skill, and then you use that blueprint to craft you a really awesome weapon. But early game, do not waste your skill points on crafting skill. Basically, early game, you want to be able to outrun those dinos because they're going to eat you. And if you can't outrun them, you're their lunch. So we're just going to go along the beach, picking up these rocks, gathering stuff. When you get skill points, it in turn gives you Ingram points, which you can access in your inventory. At the top, you see these folders. This is your inventory. This is your Ingram points, how many you've earned. Now, you see there's several that says 0, and there's some that say SS before them. This refers to a mod that I have installed called Superstructures. I'm going to go ahead and click on these that say 0. These that say, these up here I can't learn yet because I have to learn the prerequisite normal versions. So we're just going to click on all this, get our free Ingrams from the mods before we do anything else. There is mods out there that can learn all of the Ingrams at one time. I don't like doing that because I like knowing what I've learned and what I haven't learned. That way I can keep track of it. Okay, starting here at level 2, this is where your normal Ingram points begin. So we're going to need a stone hatchet, we're going to need a spear, and we're going to need a campfire. We're going to need some clothes because we're running around right now in our underwear. And as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, we was cold a few minutes ago. We're going to need a sleeping bag, and we're going to need some kind of storage. Slingshot, a mortar and pestle, some narcotics, and let's get a standing torch. And we are out of Ingram points. We only have one left. Now that we've done that, we're going to go back to our inventory. We're going to go to crafting. We're going to go to armor, cloth, and we're going to craft us some clothes. We craft it by hitting E, or you can hit right click and craft one, craft all 19, or craft however many you want. Now you get XP, you get experience for crafting stuff, you get experience for harvesting stuff, you get experience for killing stuff. We also need a spear, so we're going to go ahead and you can put your clothes on one of two ways. You can drag and drop onto the part of your body that it's supposed to go onto. You can hit E and it'll go on, or you can right click and hit equip. Now that we have our clothes on, I'm going to go into K mode. That means I'm going to hit the K key, look at myself. I'm wearing some clothes. I don't particularly like this hat. So I'm going to hold down the T key. It's going to bring up this wheel. I'm going to go to play emote. I'm going to hide my hat so I can see my gray hair. And now I'm going to make a spear, kill one of these dodos so we can have lunch. So I'm going to go here. And if you do not want to search through these folders, you can go to up here and go to new. You can go up here and go to folder view, and it will show you everything you can make at one time. Now right now it's not very many things, but when you start learning all of the structures and all of the equipment, it gets pretty long. I like to keep everything organized, so I like to keep it in folder view. Sometimes people will click on this accidentally. What happens when you click on that is this. See, if you go to primitive, we'll go to ranged. See right here, it shows me what I need to make this. If you click on that, it no longer shows you that. It no longer shows what you need to make it. So if you're ever needing to know what to make something with and you can't see it, check this guy right here. You can also press the Q key. It gives you a little more information about the stuff. So we're going to make a spear. It looks like we need some flint for that. So we're going to make this pick first, because we need a pick to get flint. Okay, we've made a pick. I'm going to put this down here on our hotbar just by dragging and dropping it into our hotbar. We're going to equip it by pressing the correct number on that hotbar down there. We're going to come over to these rocks and we're going to smack away. Now there's different types of rocks in this game of Ark. There's these type of rocks that give you stone and flint, and rarely they'll give you metal. There's these type of rocks laying on the ground. They'll give you some metal. They'll give you more metal than those will. And then there's these round river rocks over here. These round river rocks will give you a lot of metal. Not too much, though. It gives you more than these little pals on the ground, and gives you more than these. And up in the mountains, we'll find even more kinds of rocks. And over in the snow area, we'll find yet another kind of rock. Now that we've hit that a couple of times, we're going to come over here in a tree. Now, if you hit a tree with a pick, you're going to get more thatch than you get wood. If you hit a rock with a pick, you're going to get more flint than you get stone. So, if you get more resources, certain resources with a pick, then what do you get if you make a hatchet? That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to make a hatchet. We're also going to make that spear, and we're going to make a torch. We're going to drag these right down to our hotbar. We're going to put our torch and our spear. So we're going to get our hatchet. We're going to come over to a tree, and we're going to get lots of wood. We don't get as much thatch when we use that hatchet, but we get more wood, and we're going to need that to build with, to burn our fire, to cook our meat. If we come over here to this stone, we get more stone when we use that hatchet. Now the pick is not obsolete. We're going to need that pick to get more flint, which we need to make arrows. We need it to make spark powder. We need it to make some other things too. And we need it to gather more metal than we would with stone, with the hatchet. Okay, so we're going to get our spear out. If you hold down right click with your spear, it sets up this crosshair, lets you throw it. Now because I have the reusable spear mod on, I can throw that spear, and I already have another one in my hand. You can stab with it. Now spears break very easily, so I would not suggest you stab with it unless you absolutely have to. You can throw it in third person. It's not very accurate, but you can do it. Now when you kill something, you can harvest it with a hatchet. You can harvest it with your fists. You can harvest it with a spear. I would not suggest you harvest it with a spear. You're likely going to break your spear. You can harvest. It depends on what you want. If you want hide, you hack that thing up with a hatchet. If you want meat, which we need, we're going to hack it up with a pick. We need more meat right now, so we're just going to hack that thing up with this pick. And then we're going to, oh, looky here, we already have 8 more points. Like I said, my rates are really high on this game, because you guys do not want to watch me gather stuff for an eternity. You're not on this channel to watch a gathering show. You're on this channel to watch me fight dinosaurs. And we're going to get to that pretty soon. I'm just going to sort these guys out real quick. Well, hello, Parasaur. Level 48. You might be a good starting tame if I can't find the moss chops. So we're going to come over here. We're going to get us a campfire. We're going to go to cooking, campfire, craft one of these, and we're going to cook that meat we just got from that dodo. Because you can see in the bottom right hand corner down here, my food is almost gone. Now you see this white line, how it's white and not blue? That means my character can poop. And if you hit the plus key on the number pad, you will poop. That may sound disgusting, but you need poop to make fertilizer to grow in crop plots. So that way you can make your own food. We're going to put some wood in there. We're going to put some meat in there. And we're going to light that fire. This will also keep you warm if you're cold. And at night it'll provide some light. Ooh, looky here. The Lord has provided us with a trilobite. You see this guy here? These guys spawn on the beach. And they are a great source of resources that you cannot get early game. So we are just going to come over here and harvest this up. And it is very rare that you find these guys. So if you see them, especially early game, you get these guys because the Lord has blessed you greatly. Now this guy, He's a predator. He will attack us if we get too close. Oh, he has what's called aggroed onto us. He is angry at us, and he will attack if we get too close. So we're just going to let him be. We're going to come over here and check on our meat. And we have cooked up. We don't want to cook all of our meat because we need some spoiled meat to make narcotics. Now that guy may have ran off, that little Dilophosaur, but he will be back. And when he comes back, he's going to try to spit at us. He spits this green goo that gets in your eyes. You can't see. Now you see how I was able to one-shot that dodo? If you can throw a spear at a dodo and hit it in the head, you can one-shot him. This guy right here, this is my favorite first tame. They get some resources that you normally don't get. And she's a pretty bright color for this Valentine's Day event. And also they're a passive tame. There's normal tames where you punch them out or hit them with a slingshot. I'll show you how to do that. You see from the trilobites, we got oil, chitin, black pearls, and silica pearls. These are all important resources. In particular, black pearls and silica pearls, those are some resources that you normally don't get until very late game. So we're just gonna put those away. We're gonna use those later. Now, passive tames and regular tames. I'll show you the difference between the two. So we're gonna make us a slingshot. Melee. Oh, it's under ranged. We're gonna make us a slingshot and we're gonna knock out this dodo. Now you can knock it out by punching it. You can knock it out with a club. You can knock it out with an arrow. That's a narcotic arrow, a trank arrow. Or you can knock it out with a slingshot. The ammo for a slingshot is stone, which you can get by picking them up or breaking the bigger rocks. As you can see, he has it ready. You see those numbers on the bottom of the hot bar? That's how many he has. We're just going to pull it back with a left click and let it go with left click. We did some damage to it. It's running. Usually if something's running, oh, our slingshot was too powerful and we killed it. So we're just going to go ahead and harvest this guy. But I'm going to show you guys a normal tame. We're going to find another dodo and knock it out. There's one right there. Hey, you. Oh, you're level 8. We'll kill you also because we killed that other level 8. Here's that spitter again. Hello, Dilophosaur. We're gonna try to make you our friend. Oh, see how it's running from us? That means we've applied enough torpor to it that it's gonna go to sleep. Alright, sleepy time. How about that? Now the way you make animals your friends after you've knocked them out is if they are a herbivore, you want to put some berries in their mouth. You do that by walking up to them. You can hit E, or you can walk up and hit F. Either key will access their inventory. Once you've accessed their inventory, you put what they want in their mouth. If they're a herbivore, they want berries, specifically these blueberries. If they're a carnivore, they probably want meat. Some carnivores want specifically fish meat. Some carnivores want something else. Now this guy's going to tame up. I particularly do not want him, but I'm going to show you the two different types of taming. So this wild male Dilophosaur will be our buddy. Once you're taming something, you can go into your inventory, go up to the top right hand screen, and you can track it. And so no matter where you are on the map, it appears we've already tamed this guy. We're going to call him Surprise, because we didn't want him. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna call him 1 because he was our first tame. And you know what? We're gonna set him free. So we're gonna go back to our inventory, untrack all, because we don't want him. We're gonna go back into his inventory, take the meat back. Once you've tamed something, you can access a menu by holding down E. We're going to do that. We're going to go to options, and we're going to unclaim the poor guy. But first, you know what? We can't just leave him defenseless. So we're going to put him on behavior. We're going to put him on neutral. Up here it says stance attack your target, but we're going to put him on neutral so that way if anything attacks him, he will attack back. We're also going to put him on wandering. So that way he won't stand here just looking at the sunset forever. And now we're going to go to options, and we're going to unclaim him because we don't want him. I only tamed him to show you guys how to do it. And he's free. Goodbye, little Dilophosaur. Now you see it says in red is the Dilophosaur. And if I want to, I can go back up and claim him. And he'll be my buddy. But I don't want him. I don't like Dilophosaurs. Now, if you have a pack of them, they can be dangerous. This is what I want. This moss chops. Now, moss chops are what's called a passive tame. A passive tame, well, they want something. Just like the other tames, where you normally try to put some food in their mouth while they're asleep. These guys want some food or something. And you can go up to them and it'll tell you what it... See, this guy wants rare flowers. And we don't have rare flowers. And there's no way we can get rare flowers at the present moment. Rare flowers you get by going up to the top of the mountains and collecting crystals. Or you got to go in the deep ocean. So we will try to get some rare flowers where we're at. I doubt we will be able to. That's a shame. Because she would be a perfect first tame. And we will just go right over here to the ocean. Before we dive in, we're gonna apply some levels because the ocean is a scary place. Normally, you don't go into the ocean until you're late game and you have scuba gear. But I would really like that moss chops. So we're gonna see if we can find just 1 or 2 crystals in the deep. Now, on the right-hand corner, you see a new icon that's popped up. It's an oxygen bar. When that gets to 0, I'm dead. I'm going to start taking damage. So I don't want to go any deeper than halfway. And I don't see any crystal. You also see my stamina bar is starting to drain. If my stamina bar gets too low, I won't be able to swim. And I'll drown. If my oxygen bar gets too low, then I'll start taking damage. I'll start suffocating, which is going to happen any second, which will allow me to show you something. Okay, so my character's taking damage now. You can end that damage just by getting out of the water. Now, if you've taken damage, you can heal up some just by eating. You do that by right-clicking, consume, or hitting the hotkey that the food's on, or if it's in your inventory, you can right-click and consume, or hit E while it's in your inventory. Okay, folks. I don't know how long we've gone. It's a shame we can't tame that moss chops. That would be an awesome first tame. Before we head out, I'm going to show you what these drops are. These drops are things sent down from above. They have supplies in them. There's different levels of them. This one over here is a white supply drop. Oh my, we have run into a pack of compies. Now, if you see one compy, it will not attack. But if you see a group of them, they're going to attack you. They're easy to outrun. They're more of an annoyance than anything else. I don't think I've ever known of a player to die by compies. It would be funny to see somebody die by compies, but I don't think anyone's ever died by compies that I know of. You can come up to these drops, access them by pressing E. They have supplies usually. The white ones normally have either building supplies or stuff you can use. These spears, these are normal spears. We don't want these. We'll keep these as a backup. And so, folks, I think we've reached the end of the first episode of our playthrough of Ark. I want to thank you all for joining us and look forward to you continuing this journey with us on Ark Survival Evolved. Hopefully we'll be able to find the moss chops on our next episode. If not, we'll tame something. We'll get our first tame, and then we will pick a spot for our base, begin gathering the materials, get a base, get some better tools, and then we will be ready to go. And so thank you all for joining us on Prov 356. Welcome to the YouTube channel, and we look forward to seeing you next episode.